All right, WTF-DFW, Where's the Fun DFW, episode 33. This week we got another 1,000 subscribers. We're up to over 11,500 subscribers and over 24 million views. So 2 million people in a week have clicked on the link for WTF-DFW on our YouTube page. So,
And I think that's coming from 43 different countries.
oh, really?
I think we are being simulcast into Putin's house.
Well, there we go. Welcome to the Putin crowd. But that's fairly impressive. I mean, for grassroots, I mean, look at what we're doing. You know, this is just bullshitting in an office. And 24 million people have at least clicked on this link for us, and we've got almost 12,000 subscribers. So that's fairly impressive as far as I'm concerned. So thank you to everybody that's been subscribing, liking. I want to see some comments now from all of the people. I have some ideas, though, that I want to talk about with the actual page itself.
I think last either last week or the week before, maybe it was the week before, I think that was the highest views for the podcast.
Well,
for this section of the podcast.
Well,
You talking?
heck yeah, I want to be able to see more people like him, but I want to see the comments. The comments really, I know we talk about stuff that people are afraid to comment on, thinking you're going to be blacklisted from the DFW community out there, but hey, comment, don't be afraid. So let's see, let's recap. Last week we talked about, personality types of the people that complain. I'm laughing because my buddy Shane out there at Big Fellas, he's feeling it. He had two different people, ended up being called out actually for complaining. One of them worked at another venue and they were complaining about the damn waffle fries. And I think his waffle fries are awesome. And I made a joke saying your waffle fries are nothing, that have no taste like a real waffle. And
What's wrong with the waffle fries?
I don't know, they were perfect, but apparently they weren't good enough for this person. And then somebody else complained that he closed down, and he's feeling it. I absolutely love it. But I talked to his GM in there, who ironically said he listened to the podcast for the first time.
See?
That one that we were talking about complaining last week, he's like, I felt good. He's like, it was like 2:30 in the morning.
Jeez.
And he was like, I'm going to listen to it. Let me see what it's about. But he was like, I appreciate it, so thank you again for listening even at 2:30 in the morning.
Well,
but
I can tell you that I enjoy a regular fry, maybe even a steak fry over curly and or waffle.
I don't know. It's hard to beat that McDonald's fry, though. I don't
Regular fry. Yeah.
But his waffle fries are really good. They're crispy. They're pretty good. I'm not gonna deny that.
Maybe Whataburgers are just as good as.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely wrong about that.
What? Have you had a Whataburger fry?
Yeah, of course I have.
They taste pretty good.
I mean, it takes 45 minutes to get a fry from them, but
they got to go out and pick them too.
But so Shane's dealing with it over there. We had people complaining about the construction that we have going on. They're just naturally, predisposed to complaining. It's funny. Our owner came up to me the other day and said, we talked to my GM at Fat Daddy's, Braley, and Braley was like, had a look on her. He's like, what's wrong? And she's like, well, due to some unforeseen circumstances with, people that are out of medical leave and stuff, she's at the bartend, and she's like, when did people become such assholes?
Yeah, I think they always were, but you get used to not having to deal with it.
Right. And as a manager in a location, they treat you differently, but you forget what it was like back when you were bartending. So it is funny that she was just like, good God, people are just assholes.
That's like cops too, I think. That's what they say.
What's that?
That's what cops say too.
What do you mean?
Like they have to deal with the lowest of the low.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
And then they come up to a nice person, but they don't know they're a nice person, so the nice person just thinks the cop's a dick.
Yep. Yeah, 100% right. But hopefully there were people maybe listened and paid attention, and, maybe after hearing it, they give a little bit more grace to restaurants, servers, bartenders, and the people you deal with out there on a day-to-day basis. And if not, again, look at yourself. Don't be an asshole. But we also had live band karaoke last week with Shannon Cobb on Wednesday. We had Rockaholics on Thursday, Shannon 2 nights in a row. Friday was Texas High Road, that house band from Billy Bob's. I absolutely love them. And for the first time, a band called Outlaws and Lace. And that's one of the guy who owns the Black Box, I guess, prompter. And he had 2 or 3 of them up on stage that he was using. And again, in the context that they're using, I got no problem with it. I talk about it all the time. But it was great seeing, both of those bands out there.
I usually don't see color. I just call it a box.
Oh, sweet Jesus. And then Saturday we had Jeff was out there with Incognito, and that was a great crowd. We got there a little bit late. We had some earlier engagements. We were out, and I mean, normally, and again, I got caught up in it because we were out earlier at a place called Pinstripes out there in Fort Worth. And, I mean, it is what it is. You pay, the price. It was like $90 for my wife and I to bowl for 2 hours.
Pinstripes?
Pinstripes. Pinstripe.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got one. I think we have one out by me, but I thought it was pinstripe.
No, definitely Pinstripes. But, it was, $90 for the 2 of us to bowl for 2 hours. And then our
Biden.
drinks were close, damn near $100. We were just drinking beer and we had a flatbread pizza.
Yeah.
But when we're leaving, it was 9 o'clock at night. Apparently they only have one machine in there to be able to ring everybody out on. And the systems were down. The managers didn't give a shit. There were people standing around everywhere. Just trying to pay their tabs, and like the managers didn't address anything. I'm like, your manager, like the managers just, and I told the guy, I said, this isn't your fault, but I said, it's kind of embarrassing that a manager won't even address, all of these people that are out here waiting.
How old was he?
They were, I don't know, 30s, 40s.
Oh.
But, I mean, it took them damn near an hour to ring us out that we were standing around there. I mean, they didn't even offer like the comp anything. Like I'll never go back there again. There's nothing that would interest me about going out there just because of the attitude of the dude.
Yeah.
Of the management team out there. But I will say, my grace was diminishing out there. I'm like, how can you not even batch a transaction? It just made no sense that they only had one machine up to be able to service the entire place, and the place is huge.
Or the other ones closed down because they were closing?
It was 9 o'clock at night. People were still coming in and bowling. The place was packed. We were early, to get out there. So it is what it is. But, all right, so that was a recap of last week. This week, some of it, I'm going to rehash some older stuff. But, again, I wanted to talk about, what we're looking for, when we're booking acts. And most live venues, you might think the same thing. I don't care if it's Oscars, Tees, Lava Cantina. I don't care if it's, the Revel, whatever venue, Bedford Ice House. I'm sure everybody's got the same, guidelines they kind of go by. But, first thing we look at is the history. Have they done in the past, at a particular venue. And more importantly, at your own venue, and does it fit the market that they're looking for? Again, just because you might be an incredible band that plays, death metal. Well, that's not, the crowd that we have, and it would, go over like a brick, So, I mean, that just wouldn't work. But the bands that we do, have they done in the past? Do they market themselves? Again, like we talked about, or do they rely on a venue to do the marketing for them? And bands, you know who you are. There are some bands that market themselves incredibly well, and other ones that just sit back and say, hey, you guys haven't created an event yet.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, well, why are you waiting for us to create the event? Why is it just the venue? Create your own, market yourself, put your own ads out there, take the Fat Daddy's logo, put it on your own stuff.
Yeah.
We've never told anybody you can't do it, but
hey, we're going to be out at Fat Daddy's this week, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are some people that do that very well once a week, and they put out their calendar, and then they post individually like, hey, we're coming out to this place, come try the food, all of that stuff. But again, it's how do they market themselves? What's the cost of the band versus the budget, that a venue may have? Can they really afford to have a multitude of big shows in the same month. If they're spending 25% of their budget for the month on one particular band, hey, you might be overpriced, and you might have to go to the venue and say, look, I know we normally charge this, but if it's about revenue for, this particular next show, if you have an opening, we'll do it for X,
Yeah.
At least negotiate with the venues out there. Another thing like production and quality, is the band really good? That's another thing. We ask for EPKs, on some bands, and a band wants to come in. I'm looking, I'm like, yeah, they're not really that good. And I know
What's an EPK?
that electronic, like production kit or whatever, or performance kit, basically, live videos and marketing and all of that stuff for their band or whatever. But, and I know, music is subjective, but, if I'm booking talent, I guess my opinion as to whether or not they're good is realistically the only one I think that matters when booking. And I don't mean, that from an egotistical perspective, but it is my opinion whether or not I think they're good enough to be able to play in there.
You're like the, who's that dude that on America's Got Talent, the tough one?
Oh, what the hell is his name?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He was originally on American Idol too. Now I can't even think about it, damn it.
Oh, well, but you're like him.
Yeah. The other thing
Simon
is
Cowell.
Simon Cowell. There you go. Crowd support. Like do you draw a crowd? Do you draw people that come to your performances? And on the flip side of that, your crowd engagement. Are you appreciative of the people that are, coming to see you? So are you drawing a crowd, and when the crowd is there, do you respect and appreciate them and put on the best show possible for those people that are coming in? Another thing is how, the history, how they treated a venue, and not only our venue, but, like I said, we talk amongst ourselves, a lot of different venues, the owners, management, and all, we talk. And, if you're, shitty to one venue, we're going to hear about it, and I'm going to keep that in the back of my head when I'm considering booking someone. So, basically how do they treat the venue, but, do they thank the venue when they are playing, or do they just go up there, play their set, and, do what they have to do? Do they appreciate the fans, like I mentioned? And that, to me, that's kind of, that's a no-brainer, but you might think you're rock stars, but you're essentially musicians, like don't come in there with an ego and not out there talking to the people that are there to see you. You're trying to keep them engaged, you're trying to get them to show up for, future performances. So, how do you appreciate the fans that are there? Do you act professionally when you are there, or do you act a fool? Do you drink and get hammered, or, when you're setting up, going through sound check? I always say it, the more experienced the band is, so let's take, for instance, a number of bands, Uncle Cracker, we had them out there, or John Wolfe, or, even, what's his, Dizzy Reed from Guns N' Roses and all, we're out there, Faster Pussycat. These guys go up on stage, they sound check for about 15 seconds, and that's it, they're done. Because, if you can't dial yourself in and be able to know what your sound should be like, they're not going up there and playing 4 or 5 songs and taking forever to go through a sound check. Set up, do your sound check, play a little bit long enough for you to know, whether or not it sounds good or not, and, get off. Are you going on, when the band is supposed to be going on? Are you starting late? All of that stuff about professionalism when you're out there. While you're out there, do you promote future shows? That's another thing, I think it's kind of big. Like, hey, don't forget, we're coming back on, X date, or we're playing this show, with whatever band is you're playing the next show with, but promote that other show while you're out there. Again, that's all part of, treating and respecting the venue. Do you treat the staff well, or do you, kind of shit all over the staff? Do you appreciate the staff for what they're doing? When you show up, are you coming prepared? Do you have your set list already done? Do you know, basically, what's expected of you And do you adhere to that? So are you prepared? Do you have everything that you need out there? Albeit you might forget a battery, you might forget a cable, something like that. But, pretty much are you prepared and ready to get up there and get on stage and do what, what you're supposed to do? Are you playing a full set? And this is another thing now. It's starting to frustrate me. We're starting earlier, but the hope was instead of a band playing until 1:30, we're starting the show an hour earlier, but the problem is they're ending 2 hours earlier. So they're not even playing full sets now.
Oh, no.
I'm seeing bands get off the stage at 11 o'clock. I'm like, yeah, that's not happening. Like I expect you to play 11:30, 11:45. I don't want anybody playing after midnight, but play a full set. And if that means, check with the venue. Hey, how long do you expect us to perform for? What time do you expect us to get off? And if that means, some people are afraid of taking a break in the middle because they're afraid they'll lose a crowd. Well, the break doesn't have to be 30 minutes. It could be a 15-minute break. Like I think about it. If you're one band and you're playing for 75 minutes, you break for 15 minutes, you play for another, 75 minutes. The show starts at 9, you're done playing at 11:45. To me, that's realistic. Two bands, it's 8 to 9 the first band plays, and then 9:30 to roughly 12 for the second band. That's 2.5 hours, and, give or take a 15-minute break in there. We expect you to be able to play a full set, but not getting off at 11 o'clock when people are still coming out and, ending early. But that's just one of those things. Again, are you treating, the venue with respect? Are you playing to your crowd? If you have a good crowd out there, you shouldn't be trying to get off the stage. You should be trying to play and encourage it and let them have a good time.
Yeah.
And if that means you got to dig deep into your little portfolio of songs and, pull some songs out of your ass. But again, it's about whether or not you're being prepared. And, that also goes back to the professionalism. Know what your expectations are. If you're bringing a set list of 20 songs out there, and some nights it just goes quicker, your drummer's a little bit quicker, you're going through it, there's not as much banter, you're just going song to song to song, and all of a sudden you're an hour and a half in and you've gone through those 20 songs. Well, you should be, don't just end it because your set list ended. You should be trying to do what you can to extend yourself, for a suitable performance. And think about if you're at a show and you're at a venue, what it would be like. We went to go see Loverboy with, Sammy Hagar last week, which, by the way, Sammy Hagar is unbelievable. Loverboy was awesome, but Sammy Hagar is just incredible to see.
I had forgotten who or what Loverboy had sung. I saw the pictures that you posted, and then for some reason, it came on our, my wife and I listened to music, blah, blah,
Right.
blah, and then all of a sudden it came up, that new DJ thing on Spotify. Hey,
Yep.
Blah, blah, blah. Here's one from Liverpool. And then it was like, oh, I said, holy shit. And then...
You don't realize how many songs that they have in their badass songs.
Why would they serve that up to me? I haven't heard that song forever, but you had just gone there. And then Robin was like, actually, he didn't say Loverboy. Here's one, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, oh, who is this? She said, Loverboy. I said, first of all, how do you know that? Second of all...
You should know that. But,
I know.
But it's like, Loverboy went on 7:30. They were done by 8:30. Sammy Hagar went on at, I think, like 8:45. Could you imagine if he only played until 9:45 because they went through their set list?
Yeah.
You as a fan would be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Now we got to leave. But no, like he played until just about 11 o'clock. So.
Did he come out with a walker?
No. It was absolutely incredible. They were all over the place. I was so, again, I'm on cloud nine about that. He was just, Joe Satriani was incredibly, absolutely killed. Michael Anthony. I just love everything about what they did during that show, and it was incredibly impressive just to watch it. But it was a full, they 2 hours, 10-minute, 2 hour, 15-minute show that they did.
That's hard.
So absolutely, at 77 years old, the dude, and they didn't do any drum solos, they didn't do any guitar solos, any of that stuff. The worst, not the worst, but Joe Satriani did Satch Boogie, and that's one of his songs, which is a 2.5, 3 minute song. So it wasn't a guitar solo, but it's one of Satch's songs. It was just phenomenal. But
what about tracks? Were they using tracks?
They have to. Yeah, you just have to because again, like I said, with Jump, things like that. You're going to have backing tracks. You have to have backing, but they're not reliant on it. And you could watch the musicians playing, and you could tell what, like, you're not going to, like, nobody's going to bullshit Joe Satriani.
Yep.
And, he's going to go do what he's got to do. But what an incredible, but that's it. Just, that's all that we're looking for when we're booking bands is we take a holistic approach about it. And, again, we tell you, when you're in a venue, bring it, Don't take that night off because that might be the night that I happen to be up there, or our ownership is up there, or somebody from another venue is in there, which happens a lot, and they're looking at their performance and they're like, yeah, the crowd, there's no crowd there, or it seems flat, or whatever it is, and they're not going to book you at their venue because of, what they're seeing. So just bring it every time, be prepared, be professional. When you're out there, support the venue, support the fans, encourage the fans to get up off their asses. Just there's a whole lot that goes into it. So just think about that as to what we're, looking at when we're booking bands. And if you're at any of the other venues, you could agree with me, disagree, whatever. If I'm forgetting something, let me know, because I know a lot of people do listen to this that are in other venues, do the booking at other venues, the production and all. So let me know your thoughts, and if I'm forgetting anything. So that's it for this week's topic. But let's see. Tonight we have live band karaoke with Shannon Cobb. Obviously, it's Wednesday. Heartbreak Petty had to cancel for tomorrow, so I got to get with Jody. We're working on a replacement band now. I think we're working on a band called maybe Three Drunk Monkeys, I think they might be called.
And it's just one dude, but it looks like three because they're drunk.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've seen them out there before. We've never had them, but as soon as we get an update for tomorrow night as to who's replacing Heartbreak Petty, but that damn COVID thing is still out there, and got to do what happens. So Friday is Dallas-Boston Experience with Back in Time, Mike Ross and the Huey Lewis tribute. They're awesome. And, I mean, they bring their horns out there, their saxophone player and all. It's an impressive show. So Friday night, Dallas-Boston Experience, Back in Time. Saturday, Terry Ransom is back with Rushmore, the Rush tribute, and Texas Floyd, the Pink Floyd tribute. So those are two incredible shows as well. Next week, again, we have live band karaoke with Shannon Cobb on Wednesday. Thursday, Get Lucky, the Loverboy tribute, like we just talked about. But Addison is back. I talked to him this morning. He and I were on the phone for a couple of minutes. So Addison's back singing with Get Lucky. That'll be next Thursday. Friday of next week, we got Messer coming back, original music with Empires, Bishop Booker, with that's, again, original music. I know they do, cover songs or whatever, but I asked them to do their original. I want to support their original stuff. So
wasn't Messengers there?
Messer was there a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
But, Maddox is just, they're phenomenal. They're just incredible. And then, obviously, Empires, you got, Rick Hare is now drumming with them. Darren Wise, my buddy, phenomenal guitarist. And, everybody knows Bishop out there. So that's Friday night. That's going to be a killer show, Messer with Empires. And then next Saturday, it's, cool night for us over at Fat Daddy's. We got Aaron Copeland playing with Sarah Hobbs, which already, if that wasn't a cool enough night, we're actually going to be filming a television commercial for Fat Daddy's in there. So if you want to be out there and be on camera, come on out. If you don't want to be on camera, it might not be the night to show up there. But, we're going to be filming a television commercial I'll be airing. Hopefully, like 2 weeks after that, the production will be done on it and all, and you'll start seeing some.
Probably 3 weeks after.
Yeah, 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's 3 weeks for the production, and probably a week to get into the schedule.
Gotcha, okay. So, yeah, that's going to be happening Saturday night. Then Sunday, we're actually going to be filming part 2 of that commercial, and at 2 o'clock on Sunday, it's September 8th, Trenton Page has got a new band out there. He's from Rockstars of Lamar Mansfield. So we will have a kid band playing at 2 o'clock till 3 o'clock. And then the Cowboys season kickoff opens at 3:25 versus the Browns. So
yeah, go Cowboys.
We're going to end up having, Friday or Saturday night filming that commercial out there. And then on Sunday, during football and all of that, we'll be filming a little bit more so we can incorporate all of that. So an exciting week next week.
I heard that. I heard this is the year. Cowboy.
Shit, I've been saying that for damn near 31 years
man.
now. You know, like 1993, I
have
think.
a recording of the last time they went to the Super Bowl. It's on
VHS.
VHS, yeah.
Yeah,
See that? Yeah.
yeah, I do have VHS. No, I'm not lying. I still have VHS.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know why.
All the porn.
But you know what's crazy is all porn. I actually have a full year of.
Dallas.
No, it's Chicago Bulls with Jordan, Pippen, all of them
Oh,
on
really?
VHS as well.
Well, you better transfer that shit over.
A full year, I recorded every game. So it's probably like 50 games I think I have on VHS. And I have every episode of
Friends.
Seinfeld.
Oh, yeah. No.
Every Seinfeld episode on
Man,
VHS and
I got
every
all that.
episode of The Honeymooners.
The Honeymooners.
I'm telling you, that's
Ooh,
a
bang, zoom, right
I
to the
know I
moon.
have it. I know I have it. It's awesome.
Honeymooners. That's probably.
That's my VHS
probably cool.
collection. It's still
Yeah.
up now. It's in the attic, so I believe that means it's all
Yeah,
melted tape.
yeah.
But
Seinfeld's my
it's still
my
written
thing.
on there. It was
I know
awesome.
all
So, so that's it. Next week is going to be an exciting week. This week is a great week out at.
Oh, hold on. Talking about the Honeymooners, they're talking about, this Me Too or whatever. They're saying that that's like something detrimental to women because it's, because he's.
Oh, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Because they're talking, it's all
Of
like,
course it is. It's offensive.
Yeah.
And why do you think Bill Cosby apparently bought out the Little Rascals? So you'll never
Yeah.
see the original Little Rascals.
Yeah.
Because apparently that's racist out there.
Uh-huh.
But you have, Red Fox and all of that,
That's where all this
all in the
comedy came from,
family,
man.
and now
Oh,
they're
yeah,
saying,
all in
the
the
honeymoon is
family.
offensive. First of all, what they screwed up is, they created this Me Too movement, but this should show the idiocy of the liberal mind.
It's
They
ridiculous.
use pound Me Too, as their hashtag. So right away, somebody should have probably
No,
rethought that,
Yeah, but
so
what did you say?
all in the family.
All in the Family. Both chairs that they both sat in. They're both in the.
Smithsonian.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. It's
I
so
could believe so.
It's so offensive. It's in the Smithsonian.
Oh, yeah. So, don't get me started on that shit. Yeah, so go out there and support the honeymooners if you want to piss off the liberals. I don't know. All right. So that's it. What else we got going on? So upgrades at Fat Daddy's, just keep everybody aware. We are building a cigar lounge out there, making changes to the carpeting. We're building a separate private room. We're redoing the upper patio, new patio furniture and all. We got some amazing things happening. We filed for.
One of those things just came off the wall right behind you.
There you go. The building's falling apart. So that's all happening at Fat Daddy's now. All of the bids are in. We started the construction or demolition that was necessary, waiting on some last minute license stuff with the cigar lounge before we start, and that should be within the next week. And when I say week, I'm literally meaning like a week for us to get the licensing done. So also at Fat Daddy's Industry is All Day Wednesday, discounts and a special menu for you people in the service industry. Come out and vent about all of these people that are assholes and pissing you off in your own places that you work at. Friday and Saturday night is also Industry between midnight and 2 a.m. The last 2 hours is dedicated to you all. So come on out for your drink specials and obviously our live music and DJ and all as well. We got a lot of stuff that's happening in the next 2-3 months. Now that fall is rolling around, September we have Gunnar Latham is coming back, that kid out of Houston. He's absolutely amazing. October we have Enough's Enough coming out. Mike Tramp's White Lion is out there playing with Back in Black. November we have Van Hagar playing with the Seeger Tribute and Pretty Boy Floyd with Steve Summers, my buddy. I'm looking forward to that. We also have Spread Eagle from New York coming out, playing with Rise Against the Machine. So we have some killer shows coming up. I think Def Legend is coming back in the next couple of weeks as well. So, there's a lot going on at, Fat Daddy's now that the fall is coming. And I'm stoked. I can't wait. We're ringing in that new year, or the end of the year, heading into the, holidays and all of that with a bang. So don't miss your shows. Come out. Spend some time with us. We'll see you out there, obviously. Thompson's, don't forget to book your events out there. Birthday gatherings, showers, engagement parties, rehearsal dinners, whatever it is. 900 Houston Street. I had a visit out there with someone from a Luciano Cigars yesterday. He came in from Arizona, and he was just like, this place is absolutely amazing. And obviously we're just one of his companies or suppliers, not suppliers, but vendors, I guess you could say, for him. But we're just one of many throughout the United States, and he's, like regionally, the sales manager for them, and he's like, this place is impressive. He was amazed at what it looked like. I showed him the speakeasy. He's like, this is insane. You're like a hidden gem out here. And I said, absolutely. But now we're getting more and more people that are finding out about us. He looked at, our marketing that we do on social media, and he was floored. He started looking at, the website. I talked to him about some of the website designs or changes that we're putting in. He's absolutely amazed. And he's like, you guys are vastly different than, most other places that, are bars. You put a lot into the thought process, not only the customer experience, but your marketing and advertising as well. So it was good to hear, like, someone from a distributor perspective talking about the things that are doing well. And, again, that's like the second or third company in a week that I've met with out there that are now elevating, like you have, I don't know if people know, but with the company like, Oliva or anything like that, you have tiers, and a lot of them only allocate certain, lines of cigars based upon the tier that you're in. And it's based on purchase history and all, but, we're not a huge place, so we don't have the buying power yet, because, we will with our second location opening up at Fat Daddy's, come January, but we don't have that buying power. But when they see what we're about and the clientele that we support, they're like, you know what, instead of you guys being, tier 3 or tier C, level C, whatever it is, we're going to bounce you up to our tier 1, which means they're opening up their portfolio to us. So even like Luciano's got a $60 cigar. It's incredible. He shared it with me yesterday. He's like, let's smoke it. And I loved it. It was an amazing cigar, but I love the fact that these companies are coming in and seeing our value and now looking and saying, okay, we're going to open up our portfolio to you. It's not just about how much money, you're buying from us. It's about the experience and you're giving to the customers. You're delivering high quality and class. So I absolutely love it. It was really, I guess, rewarding for me to be able to hear that from somebody yesterday. That's good. And then lastly, don't forget, Guns of the Month, the last week of the month. I believe we might be sold out at some of our locations, but Colleen, we got a SIG M18 or M17 for $700. Wichita Falls, we have a Hatfield SAS 12 gauge, semi-automatic shotgun, perfect for Dove for only $250, by the way. Granbury's got a Benelli Super Black Eagle with range bag and case, and it is a badass deal out there, but you have to go see us for the pricing on that one. And there's a reason why we're not advertising that price. And then Mansfield's got Anderson AR Low for $50. So that's it in the gun stores. But remember, election is upon us, and get ready, because we're already starting to see an uptick in our ammo sales, our gun sales, and people are already starting to panic. And our AR sales are starting to go up as well, which I anticipated. So get in there before it's too late or before we run out of the ammo that you're looking for. Don't forget Capone's Drink Easy and Sports Bar. When, I know Joey met with them again this week and had a conversation with them that they had to look at 2 other things before approving our permit. So hopefully that gets done within the next week or so. So we have 2 new construction projects going on, but that's it. The big thing is, Fat Daddy's with the new cigar lounge that will be starting out there soon. So come on out. Again, don't just support us, support other venues, support, other retail places within the Mansfield area, within, wherever your listening area, but get out there, support the bars, support the restaurants, support the staff, the venues. go do your part. Let's get out there and keep live music alive, keep these venues up and running, support everybody that you can out there, support your other bands, and let's keep this thing rolling. So with that said, thank you again for listening. Thank you again for subscribing, sharing, liking, commenting, whatever it is. Leave your comments. Let us know. Peace.